Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech, the
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
numero uno. That's right. Good morning on this July 21st. We're so glad that we're tuning in with you today. Feel free to let us know where you're tuning in from as always. And we're excited. We have a great show lined up for you. We're going to talk from everything from AI influencers and what's going down, and also talking about what Netflix did in regards to AI, and even some things that people are saying is the best invention next to fire. So if you're a griller, you might want to stay tuned for that. But before we dive into that, I would love to hear about your weekend, Trey. How was it going, bro?
Weekend was good, man. It was good. I can't remember what I did Friday and Saturday. Saturday. Oh, okay. Wait. Friday. Okay, there it is. Friday, man. Some friends. Um, they wanted to go swimming, so we all went swimming. With the kids and stuff, man. So had a good time. Then Saturday, um, I didn't do too much. Like hung around the crib, man. And then Sunday went to church, and then after church, we actually had a wedding to attend. One of my cousins was getting married, and so went there all evening. Um, and it was really nice, really nice. Had a good old time seeing everybody. Um, but yeah, it was good. That was it for me this weekend. How was yours?
Man, I'll tell you, it was not bad. I'm gonna start by going by Friday though. Friday, it was finishing off work, but I was able to take my son, and we were able to go to our church to help pack for the relief here, because for those that don't know, my area, close to my area, was hit with two like flash floods back to back in a
Mm.
span of about like 8 days, you would say. So the first one, when that happened, um, that was around 4th of July, and then I would say 10 days actually to be more accurate. 4th of July when that happened, and then we lost power for an hour and a half, 2 hours. That wasn't too bad. But this second flood that happened, it really kind of, some people lost their homes. Like it was pretty bad
Golly.
in certain areas. So my youngest son, well, I should say my youngest son, he's like our middle child. I was able to take him, and we were able to go out and basically pack some help get some boxes ready for delivery for relief for people that were affected by that. So that was a highlight because it was cool to see him, my son, just kind of like straight up like get so excited about it. Like, when we going
Getting
back, when
at
we gonna do this again? And I'm like, I gotta get the whole kit and caboodle out here for this, and
it.
get everybody in this so that they could see how important it is to help others. Saturday
For
we went to
sure.
a pool party. I was trying to do like, back in the day when you were like younger, you would just jump from house to house, and then like on the weekends do different like summer like parties and stuff like that. We couldn't make it this time, so I unfortunately missed out on a dear friend's birthday party, but we were able to have that one event that we went to, and then Sunday was church, and it was good. Actually, Sunday was me setting this up, so it was like the whole weekend was kind of like setting this up and getting my
Yeah.
new background here, as I'm kind of changing things. So yeah, that was pretty much my weekend, y'all. Let us know in the comment section how your weekend was as well. You could also call into the show if you're not aware. I'll drop the link there for you. So if you want to call in the show, share your experiences, share the things that are top of mind for you. As we go through these topics, feel free to do so. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. And we want to grow. So if you like, comment, subscribe, it helps to get to where we want to be. And so with that, we are going to dive right into it, man. There's a lot of good stuff that we could talk about today. But the first thing we're going to talk about is something that you brought up that I thought was pretty good. I actually saw a little bit about it on social media, but I wanted to make sure that we highlighted that as well, because Netflix use of generative AI in films, they let it out, let people know. So let's dive into that story, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you got to save some money, and sometimes you just got to be the first to do something. Sometimes you got to do both and check it out, just see what happens. But yeah, so this is Netflix use of generative AI, man. So they've became the leader in using generative AI to like really transform both production and platform operations, and then reshaping the streaming industry at this moment. Because obviously Netflix is doing it. That's gonna open the box. It's gonna open it up. Everybody's like, okay, hey, let's see what we can do with this. Now, basically, July 2025, Netflix became the first major streaming platform to use generative AI for visual effects in a series, right? So the Argentine sci-fi show El Alternuto featured AI created effects for a building collapse scene. All right, y'all. So I wish we had it to show y'all, but yeah, it was a building collapse scene, and it was produced in collaboration with Eileen Studios and Argentine teams. Okay, so AKA, we need to figure out what is Eileen Studios doing, and obviously whatever they're doing, maybe they just hopped into this lane for their business, and now look at them, they already partnered with Netflix for this AI stuff. So who knows, we got to look into that. I got to look into that, see what they're doing. This AI driven process, it was 10 times faster than a traditional method and significantly reduced costs, making sophisticated effects affordable for smaller budget productions. And we know this just from messing around with it yourselves or seeing what's able to what's possible. We'll talk about it a little later, but I mean, this makes sense to me. Like, why would you go and shut down a street, get the permits, and do the little other stuff? Why would you do all that? Crash cars when you ain't got to no more. But anyway, the reason for adopting AI, number one, cost effective. That's got to be number one, right? It's AI is allowing Netflix to bring high quality visual effects to productions with smaller budgets, and it democratizes the access to advanced tools. So now, that people are able to use these advanced tools that we never had access to before. Like, you had to be a Disney, Apple. Who's Apple again? Y'all know what I'm talking about, with the little light bulb that jumps up and down and crushes the stuff before the show. What'd you say, Joseph? Oh, you muted.
Pixar. Yeah, I was saying
Pixar,
Pixar.
yes. Yes, Pixar, man. Y'all know Pixar. Those people, they only had access to this type of stuff. Number two, creative enhancements. Netflix, they use AI to help creators improve their films and series with better tools for planning, effects like digital de-aging and pre-visualization. Now, I know they did this. They did this a little too early. They need to go back. I doubt they will, because well, I ain't gonna even I'm not gonna bring color in here, but they need to go back, and now that we have better tools, they need to redo A Different World. I was watching A Different World months ago, and I could tell they did something to it. Some of the creators or some of the people, they look good. Some of them, I'm like, oh, y'all did them dirty. Y'all did them dirty right there. But yeah, so they got to go back. Now they got the better tools, they need to go back and get them back right. But I'm glad they did it though, right? Because it does add to it adds to the video. It makes the stuff look better. Number three, competitive advantage. So with global content production demands, AI is able to help Netflix scale operations faster, and they can still maintain the quality, especially for these non-English content, which I guess that that's a big deal for them. Budget, I could see that. And then lastly here, reinvestment in content. So AI-driven efficiency is going to allow Netflix to now reinvest more savings into more content creation and support the ongoing growth. Now, what I can tell you they're not going to do, they're not going to lower the price. They ain't going to do that. So that's going to continue to go up for sure. So we got to figure something out on that, Netflix. Because we know you're not going, hey, because we're saving so much using AI, we're going to go ahead and go back to our original prices. Yeah, I ain't doing that. But we'll see. So y'all, yeah, beyond content, Netflix uses AI to improve the experience as well. So the personalized recommendations, when they did an overhaul this last time, I figured they were doing that. AI drives over 80% of the content recommendations, which helps users discover shows based on their viewing history and preferences. We know they've been doing this for years, but it's just getting better. OpenAI powered searches. OpenAI powered searches. Netflix has partnered with OpenAI to test conversational search, which allows users to find content using natural language. Like, I want a tense thriller, but not too dark. You know, I want a tense thriller, but not too witchcrafty. You know, I don't want none of that. Anyways, yeah, so we'll see that dynamic personalization, AI customized thumbnails, streaming quality, user interfaces to increase engagement and click-through rates. So they're probably using, all right, let's see how this stuff works. Let's use half original thumbnails and then half like AI generated thumbnails. That's why I'm even doing that right now. Now that YouTube lets you kind of test thumbnails, hey, generate this thumbnail, Meta, and then let's use a regular one that I would use anyway. Let's see what works better. Yeah. And then AI powered ads. So by the end of 2025, Netflix, they're planning to introduce AI generated interactive ads that blend seamlessly with the content. Again, are you going to lower the price now that you adding in these ads? Probably not. Probably not. So yeah, Netflix, their use of AI represents a shift towards more like unified, efficient systems for content creation and user experience. So they're getting into it. We'll see. El Eternata, it was a success. So they're probably going to be integrating AI into a lot more, and you're going to see these other platforms doing the same.
Yeah, no, yeah, there's a lot there that we could definitely dive into more. As people are getting their thoughts together, I definitely were thinking about, you know, we saw this coming. Once we saw things like VO3 and other things starting to really kind of catch up to the point where it's like, yeah, we know it's AI, but it's getting pretty good. I definitely felt like this was going to be very interesting to see. Now, my biggest thing is people looking at this and saying, hey, man, you know, what about the actors? What about the actresses? Now, this was basically used for certain cutscenes, right? This was used for cutscenes. So that might be the fastest thing for people to get on. So I know they're making larger studios now and things like that. Like Netflix is actually opening a studio here in New Jersey. It's official. So there's definitely an expansion for these different studios and stuff like that. However, what I believe is going to lead eventually is that you're going to have major stars who are probably going to license their likeness and say, hey, you know, I want to get on this AI thing too. I want to work a little bit less and work more efficiently. So now instead of me doing, 3 movies a year, I'm doing 6 or 7 because I can make myself in multiple different places, even if it's like a cameo thing. You get my likeness, you get my voice. Voice cloning is there. All they need now is like a 10-second clip and or even a little bit longer, and they get that there. And so I kind of see this branching out into so many different areas. At Netflix, of course, pioneering this degree is one. As we talked about Coca-Cola last year around Christmas time, and how people had mixed emotions about the recreation of that classic. I think that this is going to be, this is going to be standard very soon. Netflix set the bar. People are going to try to continue to do that, especially for cutscenes. And we could see that filter into other areas. Ads, of course, are going to start to use it more. They're already using it, but because the technology is getting fast, it's getting there faster than I thought, honestly. Where I was like, maybe in 5 years, this is like a 2 to 3 year thing, man. Like the way technology is moving, in my opinion, it is
bro, this stuff is crazy.
Yeah, it is insane, y'all.
Even if what is that? Even if Coca-Cola decided to redo the commercial again, it would look totally different.
Yeah,
like, it would look totally different. And what you were saying earlier about the celebrities, licensing their lives, or not their lives, but their body, their likeness, and their voice. Like, I think they were already prepping us for that. You remember that Black Mirror episode, Joan is Awful, with Selma Hayek? Like, if you haven't seen that, y'all,
Yes, that was like a 2-part series. Shit,
that was crazy. Joan
yeah,
is Awful. It was the Black Mirror one. Like, Selma Hayek is in that, but basically that's what she was portraying.
yeah,
She was licensing herself to play that role and get the stuff done.
yeah, yeah. It's insane. It's insane. I was gonna try to show a little bit of it, but my internet connection is not on my side today. So I was like, before my screen shuts down or something, I'm gonna just play it safe today.
Yeah.
And because I have a couple of things preloaded, but what I would say is that y'all, I'm gonna check out that movie just to see that scene and to see how they integrated AI in it. But from the clips that I saw already, it looked pretty good. It looked like it was in the FX studio, like, you know, special effects. And so that's really, really dope to see. Listen, y'all, if you have not seen it, we would love to hear from you as well. You would click here to call into the show. Let us know your opinions about this. Are you cool with Netflix going ahead and using AI for creating content, cut scenes, whatever it may be? And what are your thoughts on this for the future? What are your thoughts on this for the future of film, the future of technology in film? I think it's gonna, again, this goes back to the thing that we always say about AI. It's basically like, listen, it's not about who, it's about who's using it, who's using it. So yeah, definitely let us know in the comment section. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Because we definitely want to hear from you regarding this and more. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to transition over into our Tech Wire. So we got the Tech Wire today. This segment is powered by Black Tech Global. If you're not familiar, Black Tech Global is a website where you can find all upcoming events, mixers, networking, conferences, and everything in between. So go ahead, if you have not already, to blacktechglobal.com. Again, that's blacktechglobal.com, because there's a couple events there. And I'm not going to share it, but I'm going to read it real quickly here. We got the STEM Social in Durham. That's happening July 19th. You can check out that event on the page there, but it's basically $35 for that event. And you also have coming up, and again, that's in South Durham, North Carolina, excuse me. You also have that's the 19th, right after you have raised the bar, which unfortunately the sale has ended for that. So if you did not get your tickets about the Raise the Bar Summer Day Party, apologies there, but definitely if you have, congratulations, you're able to make it. We have the Houston Text Mixer. They happen to have pretty much almost on a weekly basis this kind of gathering. And so um, yeah, so Houston Text Mixer by Mixer Cloud. That's $25 for that. And then you also have the USBC National Conference that's coming up July 30th to August 1st, which is a 2025 USBC National Conference. It has different things regarding technology, policy, business. So you would want to check that out there. And then last but not least, we do have NSN is back in the building. That's National Sales Network Conference. That's happening in Las Vegas, Nevada. You can check out the pricing there, as it may vary. And they have a lot of people that are coming out to this particular event. So if it's in your neck of the woods, you definitely want to check that out in Las Vegas. It's August 5th to the 8th. And that's this rundown for the Tech Wire. Again, go to blacktechglobal.com for more. You can check out all the events that they have there and see it for yourself. Again, that's blacktechglobal.com for more. All right, so listen, we're gonna get into this topic right here. This is one that, especially for content creators, there was some concern rising about this, but we're gonna talk about it here, and that's the rise of AI influencers and their impact on social media. So, what do you feel about this? Let us know in the comment section. Let's talk about it. I'll pass it back to Trey to dive deeper into this topic.
Yeah, man, it's getting crazy out here. I just happened to be scrolling through TikTok for work, and a video popped up, and I watched it, and I was watching it, and I was like, "Yo, this old lady is going in. This is crazy." And I watched it again because I'm like, "Yo, it was hilarious." And so I turned it back on just because one of the parts she said, I was like, yo, I got to hear that again. Like, did she actually say this? And then I realized, I was like, wait, that Chanel bag is changing a little bit. And I was like, oh, snap, this is AI. The lady is AI. So then I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, how did they are able to put the real people in with the AI now? I was like, oh, snap, I wonder how they did that. And then I looked again, and I'm like, he
People,
fake too. The interview is fake too. I'm like, oh, it's crazy. So anyway, that being said, I was like, I gotta look into this side of AI more, or like this the AI influences more, because this is crazy. Sure enough, it's a whole thing out here, y'all. So right now, we're seeing a transformation in AI influencers, right? These are computer generated personalities that are mimicking human traits, and it's gaining a lot of traction. Like, there are people, I was talking to some people yesterday at the wedding, and they're like, yeah, there's one that I'm watching right now. I found them on TikTok, and now I watch their YouTube side. I was like, oh, snap, this is crazy. But either way, y'all, these virtual figures, they're reshaping the influencer market, right? And how people businesses are using influencer marketing as well. They're attracting millions of followers, and they getting up to the bag, right? They're securing these brand deals as well. But the rise, it does come with some key questions, right? About authenticity and the roles of humans now in this digital space. And I think people, I don't remember how my wife put it, but she basically said, people probably will have problems with them mimicking the human side, is basically what she was trying to say. Because to me personally, this is like The Sims. This is like, if y'all remember that game, The Sims, you used to play. I used to play it anyway, but it's like that, or it's like watching a cartoon or something. Like it's just a realistic cartoon. But anyway, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that. But the growth, y'all, AI influencers, we've seen a crazy growth with it right now. The global market projected is to grow from $6, or oh, I'm sorry, from 6.6 billion in 2024 to nearly 46 billion by 2030. So it's doing numbers. And this is just driven by the demand for these marketing tactics as well. So the broader influencers market right now is valued at 24 billion, which provides a strong foundation for these virtual personalities. Virtual influencers, in particular, they are actually delivering 3 times higher engagement than the human influencers. So, regardless of what you think, on the business side, they're getting 5.9% higher engagement versus compared to the 1.9%, which is making them appealing to brands. Because if you're a business, you don't really care what the vehicle is, you just want to get it done. So they're looking to get these returns. Over 60% of brands have already adopted AI influencers. Bet you didn't know that. 60%. They're saying, hey, I want a part of this, because numbers don't lie. So you can say what you want. Oh man, this is terrible. Numbers don't lie. So they getting in. A 60% is crazy. And it's drawn by the promise that it's cost effective and controversy free personalities. You don't have to worry about your CEO, doing something crazy, because they the personality. You don't have to worry about some drugged out celebrity not showing up on time to the shoot. I'm just
I
saying.
heard about that. Yeah.
I'm just saying. So now, y'all, some of the leading virtual influencers that we have today, right? I just heard about a story where somebody started one of these AI influencers on Instagram as a travel influencer, 150,000 followers in 3 months, all kind of deals, Anyway, but here's some of the larger ones, right? That was just a, mid low tier. Here's some of the larger ones. Lil Michaela, all right, over 2.7 million Instagram followers, and basically pioneered this whole virtual influencer world. They partnered with all kind of the top brands, Prada, Calvin Klein. Michaela, she's already earned 8.96 million a year.
Woo!
A year, okay. which is far exceeding the UK's average annual salary, obviously. And her commercial success includes a $10 million collaboration with Samsung. Established AI influencers are seriously competing with these real ones, right? So it's crazy out here. Now, Ludo Magalu, Ludo Magalu, all right, a major success in Brazil. Ludo Magalu is getting has 7.3 million followers and generated more than 1.3 billion impressions. Her campaigns have led to a 115% higher click-through rate than traditional ads. So yeah, if you don't understand CTR on ads, that's like, hey, I seen this ad and I clicked because of what's on the screen in the ad. 115% higher. Chinese virtual influencers are through the roof too. So China has a hotbed for virtual influencers, which kind of would be expected, you know. Lu Yexi gained 1 million followers in 6 hours. Y'all know they got a lot of people over there. But anyway, 1 million followers in 6 hours. Uh Chinese
That's
tech
the right.
giant, bro, that's a whole lot. I ain't gonna count. 6 hours? That's crazy. Crazy work. But Chinese tech giants like Baidu and Tencent are investing heavily in AI influencers, with the virtual influencer market projected to reach RBM 640 billion by 2025. So yeah, y'all, these AI influencers, they're primarily used in 3 ways. You got short-term sponsorships, ongoing partnerships, and then like proprietary brand mascots, which that if I was a brand, I would think about that for sure. Like, you can easily have them doing anything you want for the brand. Yeah, you got to do
Mhm.
that. So, for instance, H&M, they had a campaign with a virtual influencer, Kookie, which reached 11 times more people than the traditional ad, and it reduced those costs per impressions by 91%. So, not only that, but because people are clicking and because of the style of these characters, it's saving them money on the other side when they're doing these ads. So, yeah, y'all, it's crazy. They're also getting significantly less fees. Now, this is significantly less than the human influencers. $11,000 a month is what some of these AI influencers are getting with these brands, right? Instead of probably 30, 50, 100, depending on who the influencer is. So, y'all, it's pretty crazy right now. AI influencers, they're relying right now on technology like machine learning, computer vision, and natural language processing. Um, and they're using tools like Dolly 4, Jasper, and Midjourney to create them. And then AI influencers, obviously, you got scripts, you got the visuals, and they're using Runway ML. So a lot of stuff can go on with this right here. And the benefits, obviously, y'all heard. I showed y'all some of them, but some of the challenges, right? Ethical concerns, authenticity is rising. Like,
Mm.
eh, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a little curve on there, but then it'll go back down. But yeah, concerns around authenticity, that's going up, and then AI influencers may perpetuate unrealistic beauty standards,
Mm.
and around 35% consumers report having bought products promoted by virtual influencers. So um, at the end of the day, you can make them look how you want to look. It is interesting that they're using beauty to do that. That is pretty interesting, but uh, you could use other things, but they're still using it. So we'll see. The market response right now, y'all, surveys are showing 58% of Americans follow at least one virtual influencer. Some of them probably don't even know, but that's a whole nother story. With Instagram Reels being the most effective content format. However, consumer trust is still mixed. So you got 82% of advertisers view AI positively. Only 48% of consumers have the same optimism for that. So we'll see how that gap changes. At the end of the day, right now, as AI continues to evolve, the role in influencer marketing in that space is gonna grow, period. And so we'll just have to see what happens from here. I'll be on the sidelines looking, checking it out, seeing what happens. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see, but we definitely want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment section. I am at the point of just kind of like, I was stuck on that 8 million because I wasn't too sure how many companies would be. I know that like the control aspect of it, you would get more companies that say, hey, since we can't control it, maybe we'll partner with AI, an AI influencer. I didn't know to the degree that they were already doing that to the point like $8 million a year. Like if you think about it, if you take the time to learn AI, kind of create a similar lane, whether it's travel, whether it's cooking or food, food is a big thing. They already have those that do mukbangs and stuff like that. Like the fact that somebody can make $8 million doing that through partnerships and brand deals, that's insane to me. Like I wasn't expecting that number. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe I'm naive, but
It's crazy, bro.
I was not expecting that. I was a little taken back. I'm like, man, I need to like start working on some stuff that I put on pause.
Get on that
But
VO3. That
yeah,
VO3.
at this point, yeah, I gotta just figure it out. But though that just shows there's always this new lane. And like you said, the first thing when I saw AI influencers, and y'all listen in the chat because I could be off. I want to know your thoughts on this. Will you start an AI influencer? Will you create an AI influencer based off of what was shared today, or do you feel like ethically, nah, this is not ain't cool. I'm not rocking with this. But for me personally, just listen to what you said and what you shared. The reason why I feel like you said, the reason why I think that captivating to brands is because you get to control them. You don't have to worry about literally having somebody come on set. You have to worry about we're gonna talk about later about making some key decisions while music is playing around you at a concert that you shouldn't be making. But this Taco drop was hilarious. I gotta talk about it. He said Halle Berry perpetuated unrealistic beauty standards too. Well, listen, I
Hey
mean,
man, 90. What was this? When did Boomerang come out? 92. Halle Berry. Whoa.
Thinking back to the middle school
92 or
days,
93?
elementary school days for some people, high school for some. But yeah,
1992. Yeah.
lot to be said about some. There's definitely individuals that what. Good point, actually. I know we're laughing about it, but good point. There are some people in Hollywood and other places that have become that standard that through genetics or whatever the case may be, there's not a lot of people that can match it. So at least with AI, you could make plus size, you can make different ethnicities and kind of show them in different ways. So you could really kind of cater to whatever market you want. You could think of the person that's like, okay, if there was one monolithic sort of group of looking people, like who would they be? What would they look like? And you could conjure that up and you could try to appeal to a different audience. In fact, there's a couple of AIs that are like that try to have this. Okay, if there was everybody was one quote unquote human race or one sort of ethnic group, what would they look like? So you get all that. He said most consumers probably don't know if it's AI or not. That's true. Most consumers, so a lot of consumers don't know, especially depending on the demographic. Like you really have to kind of like be looking for it and say, no, this is AI, and especially with these new influencers. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, now they have the consistent character, so now you can even you can continue to get and use the same character. So even that's going to get make it even harder as that even gets better over time. So I've seen both sides. Like I've seen where some of them don't say anything about it, like it's just up to you to figure out that they're AI. And then I've seen the other side where they're like, hey, I'm AI and I'm here to make your feed look good, and then proceed to do it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. One thing that really was interesting to me is I saw one, and the girl was like, it was a vlog, right? And she ended up on the set of The Bachelor or something like that, whatever it was. And someone in the comments was like, yo, can you send her to Egypt next or something like that? That's what they said. Or
Oh,
can you send her to Egypt? So you know how on TikTok you can pin or like can attach a old or a new
Yeah,
video to a
and do a
comment,
video response.
and that's what they did. A video response in each like, oh, what's up, y'all? I actually
Oh, it's
got into
game
this
over.
a pyramid where I get to stay overnight and staying here is gonna be crazy. And so now you're able to cater to the audience, but I mean, who can travel to to Egypt that fast, right? It was just crazy to me. But I'm like, oh, this is funny. They're in.
Ori says, "I am not surprised." Yeah, I'm not surprised as well.
Me
But
either.
I think everybody likes that level of control. So the fact that you could say, "Hey, I could make a comment," and now this AI influencer is gonna, basically, like a genie,
Go there.
provide my wish. It is appealing. It is appealing for sure. It is appealing. So like, listen, the money seems to be there, y'all. The
Oh, it's
influence
there.
seems to be there. So would you create your own AI influencer? Let us know in the comment section below. We got Tech Coach Rob that says, thinking about AI influences when they had those cartoons like Tony the Tiger or Lucky Charms Leprechaun, they were cartoon influencers. The AI just uses realistic people to do the same.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is the same as, and let's be real. I said this in my video. Let's be honest. A lot of people have already been watching uh augmented stuff, right? Like you got people with uh did up faces, their body is done up. Like they're already halfway not real. I don't like, but you've gotten used to that over time. This is the next version of that. Now, the other side I would say too is like think about it like this. A lot of people are mad because like, oh, they're creating vlogs and all this other stuff, but you could easily just turn this into a TV show, or this would be considered like an animated series on YouTube or something like that, right? Like you could do that, and it's the same thing. It just looks more real, but this is a series or a TV show, a little mini series.
Yeah, yeah. I think that there is great potential for this, where people that could master this skill could change their life around in a very short period of time. Because again, and this is the thing I'm trying to remind myself, so I take advantage of the time, is that we're living in the wild wild west right now, and the policies cannot keep up, and some things that may be cool today, may not be cool tomorrow. And so for me, I think getting into this now, especially if you're doing it in a good way. You never know where it could take you. That one decision to kind of invest and learn and try to do some things. So I don't know. I might reopen some projects. I'm thinking about it. But
I saw, man, it's crazy. I saw one, and then we can move on if we need it. I saw one. This they're doing like Bible interviews. So
yeah,
like
with modern terminology.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It is interesting.
You're saying, man, the planes are coming down. It's getting lit here. Like it's just like crazy stuff, crazy. But it's entertaining. And then you find yourself like, you know, I know Tech Coach Ralph, you're from IED, so I saw some I saw some Haitian ones. I had asked my wife to translate it. She started cracking up, but she's like, "Yeah, this looks weird, but it's funny." But it just looks weird because it doesn't look like it's matching with what they're saying, but
And
or what
that's
the
what's
actions
crazy.
are.
So I was about to say, because they're probably using an older version. Because there's some versions now, man, that mouth is moving right. Like it's there.
It's there.
It just
It's
depends
there.
on what you're using. Are you using the bad one or the good one?
Yeah, I had to tell her, yeah, this is that real. This is that real. So we gotta figure out what the limitations are before it gets too late. But yeah, y'all. Look at the comments right now. He said, "I'm using it a little bit, but we'll expand soon." Yeah, I gotta. I feel like I'm behind the eight ball on this one because I had some stuff, but I'm gonna keep that on the side. I'll keep it on the side. We all continue to let us know what you think in the comment section below. We definitely want to hear from you. And now we'll jump into a topic that I found very interesting because we kind of touched on it before and we kind of mentioned it here and there. And Tech Coach Ralph, this is where your expertise is definitely going to be well received. But in regards to technology, there is something that's considered to be the equivalent to fire, the invention of fire, at least for us human beings, and that is quantum computing. And so, why is it being compared to fire that basically kind of turned us to civilized human beings, according to some people, right? Um, well, that's dope. Techos
Mm.
Ralph says there's one that you could take a picture and tell it what to make the picture do. Yeah, I've seen that before too. I see. I see the "I'm never gonna dance again." That one. I took the picture and got them singing that. But yeah, this particular topic I thought was very interesting. We could definitely talk about that too. But basically, Bank of America analysts recently stated that the quantum computing could be the biggest breakthrough for humanity since discovering fire. Interesting. The man sound it may sound dramatic because it did sound to me, but the comparison highlights just how powerful quantum computing really is. And the fire analogy comes from basically quantum computing's ability to process vast amounts of data much faster than the classical computers. And just like fire allowed early humans to cook and live better lives, quantum computers can tackle problems regular computers can't even begin to solve, right? So, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Tech Coach Rafa, as well, because I kind of heard something similar, like all that stuff we're talking about in movies. It's it's coming, it's coming. So, for example, quantum computers can perform calculations in 1 second that would take humans 50 quintillion years to solve, right? So, how would this change the industries that we know today? Quantum computing has the potential to create a $2 trillion market by 2035. So, that's what, 10 years from now, and possibly even more, similar to how fire impacted every human aspect of life basically. You got light now, you can cook food, like there's warmth you could get from it as well. This will affect every industry from drugs to logistics. The most exciting possibility is that it could lead to artificial super intelligence. Talked about AI already. Now we're talking about super intelligence, which is much smarter than the current AI. And Skynet is born. But really, the holy grail achievement is what happened in July of this year, where researchers proved that quantum computers can outperform classical ones. And this is a huge step forward in the computing process. And now they're getting to this conversation about magic state distillation. So researchers also achieved a major milestone in creating fault-tolerant quantum computers, which is essentially for reliable quantum computing in the future. And Google actually, as you know, in on it with the Willow chip. Google unveiled a quantum chip that can do calculations 10 septillion times faster. Now we're getting to numbers that are I don't even know how to even fathom it, right? The real world yeah, it's a real world application. Quantum computing has already started to beat classical computers, like I mentioned before. And the quantum, and this is where it gets interesting for you investors out there. The quantum tech market is booming as well because in 2024 alone, startup raised 2 billion, and the global quantum tech market is expected to hit 97 billion by 2035. So that's a very large number. Think about that number for a second. 97 billion, almost 100 billion in 2035. But that could even be more than that. So as you know, Microsoft, IBM, of course, are investing heavily in this area. Even the United Nations declared that 2025 is International Year of Quantum Science because of all the achievements that they made. So countries are investing billions in this space as it correlates to AI as well. So we definitely want to see what's going to happen there. And this is, as I say, this is seen as a potential game changer, not just for, as we know it, living our lives, but really a global power, almost like a nuclear arms race in a sense. And whoever leads will have the major technological, economic, and geopolitical advantage. So, what does this transition mean for us? Is that 2025, this year, is significant because quantum computers are moving from a lab into commercial applications. So they're already being used in hybrid systems, um, it's so funny. I'm gonna talk about this after this, but that's why they talk about it being like the equivalent to fire because things that we never could have fathomed before will be able to be achievable.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pause right there because I wanted to say something else, but I want to pause right there, give Trey a chance to respond as well as you guys in the comment section. My student in the book, and he's talking about what Tickle Drop says. Oh, I had bought my son a baby book about quantum computing, explaining how it works. I learned a lot. I might need that book as well because you're talking about
Yeah,
septillion and reptilian, and I'm making a
bro,
joke.
I have no clue what quantum computing is. I just know the computers look like fire, like like they have them all. I don't know. It looks crazy, but at the end of the day, I have no clue what quantum computing is. I just know it's like a higher tier type of computer, and that's as far as it goes for me. I don't know what they use it for. Like obviously, I'm learning right now, but yeah. At the end of the day, I just thought it was a super expensive computer that did a little bit more. But you know, um, I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see what they cook up with the quantum computers. Will we ever have access? Probably, maybe a long time from now or something like that. I know they're super expensive right now, though.
I can only imagine. It reminded me of this movie I just saw this past week, which I know I'm late to the game, so Techo drop laugh at me, but the Mandela Effect. Have you ever saw that movie yet? It's on
Nope. Actually,
Amazon
no, I
Prime.
haven't. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's on Amazon Prime. I don't want to spoil for anybody who has not seen it, but I'll just say this: quantum computing was in it, and the impact it has had in the movie was pretty uh, life altering. I'll say that much. So if quantum computing could have any sort of uh, ability to do what that movie is saying, and that it's gonna be something special. And just to go back to another thing too, y'all, all the Marvel fans out there, what we've been talking about for the past couple of years, like the multiverse, right? And a lot of that
Yeah.
when we saw in Ant-Man, that had to do with quantum computing and the quantum and all this stuff. So there's hints about it in media,
Yeah.
about the effect and
Even
power
the
of it.
even the
Mhm.
episode of Black Mirror that I talked about earlier, that Joan is awful. It was a like that was quantum computer in there as well, a big old gold one. Um, in that Black Mirror episode, that same one that I was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's real. It's real. And there are companies that are ready, I think even public, that are on the market that are working in this space and they're starting to get traction. And especially with the news, as we know, news like this will make stuff like that shoot up a bit. So just something to keep our eyes on because we don't know what that holds, what that become. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this? We definitely want to hear from you. If you want to, you could go ahead and call into the show. Obviously, what we do is we kind of find these different conversations and we bring it to you. But if you have more experience in talking about it, let us, share with us. And then I haven't seen that movie either. Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't say much. But yeah, if you check it out, it dives into a couple of different things and it talks about that, and it just that quantum computing is life altering. I'll say that much in regards to the movie. But it makes you think if that is the potential of it, or one of the potentials of it, then um, with it's Thanos level power, snapping fingers, and it's Thanos level power. But yeah, feel free to call into the show and let us know your thoughts about any of this. What have you learned about quantum computing that we really should consider? Maybe there's something that you have either heard or seen that you're like, man, no, 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 this thing is. Let me put in perspective for y'all. This thing right here is this is what it could do because we want to just kind of learn as well and grow in this space. So definitely share it with us. The link has been dropped. Go ahead and click on it as well. In fact, Tech Coach Ralph, if you could put what you learned from reading that book with your son in the comments section, that'll be great as well. So love to hear from you. Love to hear from you. Yeah. With that being said, y'all, if y'all have nothing else to say about that, we're going to be transitioning into our last segment, but this one may not be a one that takes 1 or 2 minutes. This might take a while because this has kind of been a talk of the town, unfortunately, for this particular situation. I don't even have to put a meme up. I don't even have to put the picture up. You're going to know exactly what I'm talking about as I go through this very famous brown box special that we are bringing to you this weekend. So in regards to, there's a guy named Andy Bryan. He's a former CEO of
Byron.
AI and data analytics company Astronomer. So you already know where I'm going with this. He resigned as of July 19th, following the viral spread of a video showing him in an intimate moment with Kristen, the company's chief people officer, aka HR, at a Coldplay concert in Massachusetts. During a Kiss Cam segment at the concert, Brian and Cabot, that's her last name, both married to other people, were caught on the stadium jumbotron, embracing and attempting to evade the camera as "Lights Will Guide You Home" was playing in the background. Oh boy. The footage was projected to tens of thousands in the stadium and quickly circulated online, sparking widespread criticism and memes, with Coldplay's Chris Martin even joking about it from the stage, about them having an affair or just being shy. And he didn't even know the details of it. So, Astronomer responded by immediately placing Byron and Cabot on leave and launching a formal investigation. Byron attended his resignation 2 days later after the incident, which board accepted, emphasizing that Astronomer expects its leaders to exemplify high standards of behavior and accountability, a standard they stated was not met in this instant. As of his resignation, Astronomer co-founder Pete DeJoy was named interim CEO while the search for a permanent replacement began. The company has not publicly disclosed Kristen's employment status following the incident, and the scandal has also reignited internal criticism of Byron's toxic leadership style from some former employees, suggesting this was not the first time his conduct has been questioned. Neither Byron nor Cabot has publicly commented on the matter as of the latest reporting. So we got Tech Coach Ralph Ray said, "LOL, most expensive concert ever."
You
Nobody
ain't
would have
never
known
lied.
if he didn't react that way. That's true.
You ain't never lied, man. If they would have probably uh played it cool, nobody would have ever really who are these people? Why did they react like this?
Mm-hmm.
Like if they would have just played it cool. Now somebody probably in the audience or somebody watching would have, oh, yo, that's, but they wouldn't have had enough pull and influence to make the story as big as they made it, because you gotta remember this wasn't, I don't think this was a live event. So this was just been the people who were in the building would have briefly saw them up there. If they would have probably kissed or something real quick, like just turn their heads and they wouldn't even known who these people were. But their reaction was so egregious, you gotta feel like, yo, what's going on? And uh Tech Coach Ralph is right about the most expensive concert ever for sure. Because if they do end up getting divorced and stuff, they're saying that he could probably pay as much as Jeff Bezos,
Whew.
um, just for this kiss cam. You know, so we'll see. He's estimated to be worth somewhere between 50 and 70 million dollars. So it wasn't nothing for him to resign or have to leave. He's got it right. But as far as this, if they do end up getting divorced, which if this is not his first time, this might be the last straw for sure. Your
Mm.
wife gotta turn off her Facebook and her IG because people are hitting her up.
Yeah.
Like it just might be too much versus maybe his other escapades when they were behind the scenes and she's just mad at him. Now the
Yeah.
whole world is seeing it.
And
They said Astronomer was paying him somewhere between 469,000 to 690,000 a year, but the performance based bonuses, that's what
mm,
really bring in the racks. But anyways, yeah, it's crazy stuff.
yeah, it's crazy. I think that in regards to the fact that and this is the sad part, because it went from, okay, there was a one time incident, to like every baseball game, basketball game, wherever the Kiss Cam is, this is living in infamy. People are recreating it. Mascots are doing
Oh,
it.
for real?
Oh yeah. Oh bro.
Golly, I haven't seen it.
It is literally the mascots are like holding each other. It's like, oh my
Ah,
gosh, and they react to everything. People, it's
Man.
literally becoming a part of. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it's literally becoming part of culture at this point. Where it's like, if you're on Kiss Cam, you're gonna act like it. People are having signs saying, "This is my wife," in the Kiss Cam now. So like, it has taken a life of its own, and so that part to me, as funny as it is, it's I always think about the family. You know, he has children.
Two
You know,
kids or something?
wife.
What, two sons or something?
Yeah, like I mean, you
Mm.
go to school. What are they gonna say? You know, I mean, he's definitely not gonna live that down for a while himself,
Mm-mm.
let alone his family. So that what you just said is so true. It's like bag fumbler of the year. That's big time. You know, what you know, work wise, you know, what other people look at him and hire him and say, hey, listen, I gotta listen, stay away from my wife. I don't know, like what would the conversations be after that? And the fact it was like the head of HR, like
The fact that she probably has had to fire people for the same thing, trifling, cold as ice.
cold as ice. Oh
Cold as ice.
man, that part. I saw cheap people. I was like, oh my, this has layers to it. But yeah, no,
No,
that part. Go ahead,
she
go
the
ahead.
chief. She the chief people officer. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 No, she's a. I can make jokes out of that. I'm gonna leave it alone. But what I would say though is I feel for the family. And your point is really
Yeah.
true. Like, if this happened before, let's just say it happened before, right? It was something in the back, discreet. Okay, wife might be able to deal with that. Her spouse might be able to deal with that, right? But if now there's something in the forefront, especially like I'm gonna take it further, go to her side of it, right? If she's married to a man's gonna have a hard time forgiving, letting go, and just kind of moving on from that because he just feel disrespected. And you know, as men, if we feel disrespected, it's a hard thing for us to kind of like bounce back from. So this is gonna have layers. This is a domino that's falling, and as it's put up here by Tech Coach Ralph, the bag fumbler of the year.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I will say, black men don't cheat. So that is, a real tough time for our Caucasian brethren at the moment. But black men don't cheat. So
Black man no cheat. Where's the song? There's a
I never
song.
heard it. Is it
You
really?
heard the song
That's
before?
funny.
Lil Duval. I think it's Lil Duval. He has a song about that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Deco Drop said they were having such a good time too, singing and hugging and swaying. I sure Coldplay. I sure Coldplay in the arena. Yeah. They're definitely
Missed
having a
that
good time.
second piece. But yeah, they was having a good old time. Good old time.
Yeah.
Like,
The lights will guide you home. Oh, snow.
it's like,
No.
and apparently he was nowhere from the house. Like, I guess a mile or so from his house. Like, he wasn't too far from where he lived. But
Oh man.
yeah, it's tough. That's a mean get out, man. That's
Yeah.
a mean get out.
Yeah.
Wife at home, bored,
And then it come
and he
back.
over here at the concert, getting it in.
Yeah.
Cold
Listen,
as
y'all.
ice.
Cold as ice. Man, willing to sacrifice.
Cautionary tale.
Cautionary tale. I mean, hey, that's what the Brown Box Special is. It's about time
Yeah.
to look at those that have been fired, let go, or quit. Something that we've kind of all experienced already in our careers or in our lives. And it in a way, it kind of reminds us of things. And this is one of the moments that it reminds us of, hey, you never know who's watching. But also, listen, y'all. He said sue. He said I'd sue Coldplay in the arena. Don't poop where you eat.
Not suing Coldplay. That's cold blooded.
Coldplay is making money over there. Every Coldplay,
That had
I
nothing to do.
imagine it'd be sold out moving forward. They're waiting for that camera now because everybody can do their own rendition of what happened, man. Of their own rendition for sure.
Yeah.
Well, listen, y'all, we just want to thank you for again coming to the show. This has been another episode of Talk That Tech. We thank you for stopping by. Like it says in the below, if you have not already, go ahead and like the show. Thank you for the comments already, and feel free to subscribe. It helps us. We're trying to get to a certain number here, and we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We need more subscribers to hit our 1,000 mark, and then we can move forward with other things as well. So keep supporting and keep going. And also, listen, we don't want to just pick out content ourselves. If you have any sort of idea of a topic that you want to cover, like the AI influencers, we are here. Let us know what it is that you want us to cover. If we can cover it, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll let you know as well. But that being said, thank you for rocking with us on Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all next week, baby.
Yes, sir. Peace and elbow grease.